Hello there, friends. I thought I would do a quick live stream and kind of catch up on what's been going on around here. It's been a while since I've done one of these. And also maybe talk just a little bit about mantra meditation or mantra practice and what that is and why you should consider doing it. So it's not been that eventful a summer around here, probably. We didn't really have huge plans to go anywhere or anything throughout the summer. Um, Probably highlights for us were Claudia's Aunt Pat came to visit for about 5 weeks from California and stayed with us during that time. It was nice to visit with her. And towards the end of the summer, just a few weeks ago, we went up to Chicago to Wrigley Field to see the Hella Mega Tour with Weezer and Fall Out Boy and Green Day. And that was lots of fun. It was something that Claudia and I and our daughter did together, so it was really cool. Gotta admit that the ride on the L, on the Red Line L up to the field and back was a little bit scary. This was right on the front end of kind of when Delta was beginning to take hold here in the United States. And I was kind of surprised at the numbers of people who were unmasked and the crowding and all of that kind of stuff. Um, it's perplexing to me that people don't seem to be able to bear slight inconveniences, for their own health and safety and that of the community. And all three of us are fully vaccinated at this point, but at the same time, it was just kind of scary and disheartening. And I was happy to see the 14 days pass after the thing was over, to be honest with you, because I have had friends and coworkers that have been dealing with the breakthrough infections where they've been fully vaccinated and still got sick, although albeit less sick than they probably would have had they not been vaccinated. But anyway, despite that, it was a great night, incredibly loud. I'm getting to the age where I need to wear hearing protection when we go do sorts of things like that. But that was a highlight and lots of fun. And the Kankakee Pride event, kind of a parade and a picnic that they had this summer was also a highlight for us. As a family, we think it's important to do what we can to stand for justice and to stand in solidarity with folks who are experiencing injustice in our society. And let's face it, whether anybody likes it or doesn't, we have all got friends and family members who are either gay or who express their gender in ways that are depart from what a lot of people would consider traditional and all of that. Those folks aren't going away, so let's be kind. Okay, can we be kind and compassionate to people? So I think part of that is taking part in events like that. But anyway, so that was a highlight. It was really cool. Lots of good friends there. Um, Claudia has been spending a lot of time this summer on work for our church. She's the chair of the Parish Finance Council. And so lots of stuff with their budget and all that she's been working on, and also some political work. She was very involved in the city council vote that was helped to establish the Lassam Ministries halfway house on the east side of town. And so it's been fun to watch her get involved politically and kind of blossom in that sort of work and to really begin to bring her leadership skills to bear on situations in this community that we love so much here in Kankakee. So that has been cool. Kid has been doing really well. She just had a birthday. I can't believe that our baby is 17. And we picked up a 5-string bass for her, among other things. She'd been needing that those extra notes down below the usual 4-string bass. After she picked it up, she's really only been playing bass for not even a couple years now, but she's really a natural at it, and has learned a lot. Is playing bass in the high school show choir combo and that kind of stuff. And so it's cool to see her. And she didn't get to play it much when we first brought it home, but the other night she took it out and all of a sudden was playing the bass line to Green Day's Minority with really not a whole lot of time working on it. So that's very cool. It's wonderful to see her musicianship and her art and all of that kind of stuff. All of us are healthy and doing well. I had eye surgery a few weeks ago on my left eye. I'd had the cataract surgery in 2017 on the right eye, and now I have had the second one done, and it's healing up nicely. A few more weeks and it will be pretty much fully healed, and I'll be able to get my new prescription glasses, although I almost don't need them now. My eyes before surgery, both of them had gotten to the point where they were like 20/400, and now they are like 20/25 and 20/30 depending on the eye. And it corrected most of the astigmatism and all that. I really only need glasses at this point for reading, so I'm using a pair of over-the-counter drugstore cheaters now for reading and for working on the computer. But I will get prescription lenses too. It'll make it a lot easier to not have to take them off my head, put them on my head, and it'll also correct what little astigmatism is left in both eyes, and so I'll be able to have really clear, sharp vision. But it is such a blessing and such a miracle to be able to see clearly, and the surgery is just such an incredible thing. So found out after surgery, SEVA Foundation, maybe it's called SEVA, an organization that provides cataract surgery to people around the world. And I felt so blessed by my regained sharp vision that when I found out about this, I became a monthly donor there, and I would encourage you to do the same. I'll put a link somewhere here along with this video so that you can take a look at that if you'd like. My sons are in Bali still. They've been there maybe 6 months, and I think are going to stay a while longer, maybe even quite a while longer. Their latest escapade, I mean, they've been having, I think, a great time all year. But their latest thing is these NFTs, so non-fungible tokens. If you aren't familiar with this, it's related to cryptocurrency, but instead of an amount of currency that is just a set amount and can be if you have 5 Ethereum and you trade them for 5 Ethereum, you have the very same thing. So the price of that coinage kind of goes up and down versus the dollar or other currencies, but one of them is the same as all of the rest of them. These non-fungible tokens are similar to that, except they are also works of art. They could be videos, they could be images or whatever with a digital signature. And this makes them unique in that there would only be the one of each one of these, or a limited number. Like, think about the difference between an original work of art and a print, or a signed and numbered series of prints that are limited in number, that would retain their value and can be traded. So that's what these NFTs are, and they've gotten involved with that and are not. I think they're making some money with it and stuff too, and maybe even some significant amounts of money. But they really seem to be excited and enjoying themselves and enjoying this endeavor. So that's very cool to see. I've always said that my children are natives in a land that I will always be an immigrant to when it comes to technology. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on with us. I can't think of any other major things that are happening. Kid has started her junior year in high school. Scheduling has been, I won't even talk about it. For those of you that are in our town, you know what's going on. It's been kind of a mess. They rolled out a new approach to scheduling, and I don't know whether the approach has any merits or not, but lots of problems with the rollout. Let's put it that way. So 2 weeks into the school year, still trying to get everybody's schedule settled to the point where kids know what they're supposed to be doing and where they're supposed to be when. But I think it is getting better, so we're hopeful that that will resolve. And she has really been enjoying her time with her bandmates in marching band, and also begun combo and show choir again. So uh, that's a cool thing. That's a highlight for us to go listen to her play. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about mantra practice, and you probably heard the word mantra. The easiest way to explain it, it actually is a word that means mind tool. The easiest way to explain it is these are words or sounds, most of them from ancient Sanskrit, although they could be anything. But they are words that have an interesting effect on our minds. You don't have to really believe anything or have any kind of religious convictions or anything like that in order to benefit from mantra practice. In its simplest form, it is just a matter of repeating the sound either out loud or in your head. Sometimes we sing or chant these sounds. Sometimes we count. It's called japa, which means counting. So we have something like rosary beads. This is a wrist mala, and you'll repeat the phrase again, either just silently in your head or out loud, or singing. And by focusing your mind on this sound, it begins to still all of the interruptions and distractions and all of that. And every time we start to get distracted when we're doing this practice, and we realize that we're thinking about our grocery list, or whatever, an argument that we had with someone, or plans for the week, or something that we seen on television, or I've got to replace the batteries in something or whatever like that. Whenever that happens, your mind goes off, you just bring it back, bring your attention back to the mantra, and it's that simple. And this practice has incredible health benefits. If you do it, the only trick is you got to do it every day. But really, 20 minutes a day will make a huge difference in anyone's life. And again, you don't have to believe anything. You don't even have to believe that this will work. You just have to spend 20 minutes doing it. Every time your mind goes off, bring it back to the mantra. And it's made an incredible change in my life. What I wanted to say about it was that when I began to wake up a few years ago, this was one of the things that really, really kind of nudged me up to, whoa, what's going on in my life here? And I started seeing all of these good things, all of these great health benefits in the way that I was behaving toward others, benefits in the way that I was feeling about others and about the world and about myself and all of that. And I started then to read a bunch of things and to think about things, and I'm still doing that. Other practices, religious ideas, philosophical ideas, all of that kind of stuff. Like, well, how can I really improve my life now? And went off on some real tangents. I mean, I was looking at some of the stuff that the Rosicrucians teach at one point and all of that. I have no doubt that a lot of those practices are indeed very powerful. And as I was studying this stuff, I think my intention at some point was to, really become a master of my own life and be able to, uh, through the power of thought and ritual, maybe, bring about changes in my life and changes in the physical world and all of that. And I still believe that all of that is possible and all of that is true, and I've seen it. Um, but after all of this time, it really, for me, has come down to a very simple thing of you sit, you get quiet, you get your mind quiet, and you repeat these sacred words. And if a person didn't do anything but that, uh, I think that would be enough to really bend your life in a whole new and really positive direction. It's not the sort of thing where you sit down and you know, go around the mala a couple times, chanting these names, and all of a sudden you feel better and everything is better. But it's a thing of day after day after day. You're planting seeds, and those seeds eventually then start to grow. Um, I saw a kind of visual representation of this as, life without some sort of spiritual practice is like up and down and up and down and up and down, peaks and valleys. And with spiritual practice, it's not like, zoom, although sometimes it can feel like that, but it's up and down and then a little bit up, back down, but up a little bit higher and back down and then up a little bit higher. So it's a constant arc toward positive stuff. And even when negative things happen, because that's the nature of material reality, right? Stuff that we don't like happens. Tragic things happen. Sad things happen. Bad, destructive things happen. But even when those things happen, somehow or another, this practice seems to just really soften the negativity and make even the really horrible things in the world more tolerable. And for me, at least, it has also helped me to find solutions to things that I had not seen before, would not have seen, probably at least, without this practice. It seems to really bring, for lack of a better word, a flow of grace into your life. That is pretty amazing, and it's all a matter of going into the silence, stilling your mind from all the distractions, and getting in touch with that part of us that is real. We identify so much with our bodies and this, and with the physical world and all of that. And this practice seems to pull a person into a place where everything is just peaceful and beautiful and right, where all is well, all is calm, everything is the way it's supposed to be. And I think that is the true nature of things. And all of this stuff out here that we are concerned about is not as important. It's hard to feel that way when we're hungry, or when we're in pain, or when we're suffering. But I just have this suspicion that it's true that that part of us that cannot be touched by all of that stuff is what's real. Nice to think that anyway, who knows. If you are interested in getting started with some kind of mantra practice or learning more about it, I'm going to recommend a really cool little book by Lily Cushman. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's called A Little Bit of Mantras. And this Little Bit series is a series of books about different things that are just sort of introductions. And this is A Little Bit of Mantras, an introduction to sacred sounds. And I believe that if you, I'll try and find the link for this. If you pick this up from the Hanuman Maui site, which is where I got it, I think either there or the Taos Hanuman Temple, it comes with a little mantra as well. But you can also get this, in a bookstore, or Amazon, or wherever you like to shop for books. But it's a really good introduction to this practice. And again, you don't need a lot of fancy stuff. You don't even need a mala or anything to do it. It's really just a matter of kind of learning some of these sounds and repeating them, and that's it. And it can be as simple as sitting quietly and in your head, breathing, repeating the sound, and when your mind wanders off, coming back to it. Or it can be chanting with a mala. It can be singing kirtan, either with instruments or not. So if you'd like to learn more about any of that stuff, that book is good. You can also hop out to my kind of spiritual practices website, which is shamatiradas.com. I'll link to that because that's a hard one to write out. But there's a lot of material about it there. There's just all kinds of information available. If you Google for mantra practice or mantra meditation, you'll probably come back with all kinds of good stuff. But I would encourage you to check it out. Or if you've got questions, you can get in touch with me, either here on the Book of Faces, or in a comment on YouTube, or comments on the weblog. And also I'm pretty easy to find as far as email address and stuff like that, being on my various websites. So, well, I've gone a little longer than I had intended, but I hope that wherever you are, that you are well, and that you are safe, and that you're happy. I'm not sure when I'll be back with another one of these. I may be maybe jumping on with some ukulele or something at some point here before long. I also may be starting back doing some tarot spreads once a week or a couple times a week before too long here. I forgot to mention another kind of cool thing that's happening right now. I have had an opportunity now for a couple weeks to be doing some one-on-one study with Enrique Enriquez, who is the author of Tarology. And if you have not seen the documentary Tarology, I would really recommend that. His approach to reading the cards is really, really interesting, really unique, and really simple. He uses a Tarot de Marseille deck, and it's basically look at the cards, describe what you see. There's nothing to memorize. There's no association to zodiac signs and all of that, although those approaches are good too. And I probably, in the long run, will kind of return to some of that in my own reading. But it's very interesting to be learning from him, and kind of piqued my interest in the art again. So probably before long, I'll be doing some of those videos. I hope everybody has a beautiful Labor Day weekend, what's left of it. We'll be around before long. Keep in touch. And again, hope that you are safe and happy and well. And we'll see you soon. Take care.